Preview all of the weekend action and weekend all of the big plays with Gianna Stefalou and Gabriel Snowball. 6 Sports Saturday, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on News Channel 6. The Live 5/6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
We can say goodbye to winter and hello to spring today, but can we officially say goodbye to those winter-like temperatures? I'll have the answer coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, cleaning up Augusta's streets. How city leaders are cracking down on illegal signs as Your News at 6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. We do thank you for joining us. Jenny is off tonight. Augusta now taking new steps to deal with an old problem. The city reminding everybody that you could face fines or worse for putting signs where they're not supposed to be. George Escala has the story.
Between the hurricane, tournament, and tax time, it's a perfect storm for illegal signs in the city right-of-way. And city leaders are calling them out.
I called one of those numbers, and I left them a message and said, you need to go pick up your signs, because otherwise, if you don't, we're going to start fining you.
The city taking new steps to show it's serious about illegal signs, putting out a press release warning illegal sign posters to beware that putting up signs in the right-of-way or on utility poles could result in a $1,000 fine and or 60 days in jail.
We need to keep it in line with our ordinance, and that's why we have an ordinance. So you have to obey the rules if you want business.
Illegal signs have been a persistent problem. City leaders support enforcing the rules against it, but say it doesn't have to be just 1 month a year.
It needs to be consistently done, not just looking out for what takes place here in Augusta, Georgia in the month of April, but let's look at it from a holistic point of view all year long. I don't want to see signs all year long, let alone just in the month of April.
Augusta wants to turn up the heat right now to combat illegal signs, but the battle is not easily won.
We do that by making sure that we have our code enforcement enforcing our code. They've been doing a great job, but as soon as they go out to clean up, someone has painted the city again. And so we just have to make it a continuous effort.
When it comes to illegal signs, the effort for the city needs to be continuous, because the problem surely is. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
And it is time now for our first check of the weather. Our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci, standing by. Got a little rain today.
Yeah, just a trace amount. I mean, the roads were wet pretty much everywhere across the CSRA, but no flooding or anything like that. Right now, you can see those rainfall totals all showing a trace amount in every CSRA county. And you can see all of us are dealing with the winds now. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Burke County. The flagpole is moving quite a bit. American flag blowing back and forth. You can see the camera shaking here and the trees swaying back and forth. It's definitely cooler than it was yesterday by a whole 25 degrees up in Washington, 15 degrees cooler now in Waynesboro, and that's putting our temperatures anywhere from only the mid-50s to the upper 60s. So we do have a variety of temperatures. 66 in Barnwell, but 56 in McCormick, 10 degrees cooler. 60 in Louisville, 63 in Swainsboro, Augusta at 62, Aiken at 60, and Washington is our coolest spot now at only 54. The lower relative humidity values are taking over. Notice Bamberg is the last to still see some of the lingering cloud cover with the system that came through earlier. And the winds are definitely lighter there in places like Barnwell, Allendale, and Bamberg. But most of us dealing with sustained winds up to 20 to 25 miles per hour and gusts up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. And even earlier, our wind map was registering gusts up to 45. Satellite and radar showing the clear skies now, but we do still have some cloud cover approaching our northwestern counties, all high-level clouds. Overall, it will be mostly clear tonight through tomorrow morning. You can see our evening planner showing in Augusta is getting down to the low 50s by 9 p.m., upper 40s by 10 p.m. Now, eventually, by tomorrow morning, temperatures will fall to the mid-30s, but when you factor in the wind, it will be feeling much colder than that. But just in time for any weekend plans, we'll be nice and warm again with the sunshine sticking around. I'll have your full 10-day forecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. This year, there are a few changes to tax laws in the two-state. Property damage from the hurricane could affect your tax filing. No major changes in South Carolina, but Georgia taxpayers can look forward to a lower tax rate and an increased standard deduction. All that damage caused by Helene could change things for many people filing taxes in both states, especially in Georgia, though, thanks to a law change back in December.
There were not going to be probably that many taxpayers in this area that would have benefited from casualty losses because the loss had to exceed 10% of your adjusted gross income. You had to be able to itemize. You couldn't take the standard deduction. When they changed the law, they basically got rid of those two requirements. So now almost anybody that incurred an out-of-pocket loss, above and beyond what they were reimbursed by insurance proceeds, has potentially got a deduction on their taxes.
The deadline to file your taxes this year, because of the storm, is May 1st. It has been almost 3 months since Eugene Brantley took office as Richmond County's new sheriff, and he's had a busy start to the new year. Graham Lee sat down with him and joins us now in the studio. Graham?
Well, Brad, we heard Sheriff Brantley's thoughts on that recent officer-involved shooting Wednesday, but I also got to talk to him about his overall assessment of his first 80 days. Since he took over, Brantley hired 100 new employees on his second day in office. He also got a $22,000 check to help with costs involved for canines at the sheriff's office. But one of the biggest challenges and goals he has is to continue to work to decrease youth violence. The sheriff says they want to reach young people as early as possible, and that's why he's working on building healthy relationships with Richmond County school leaders.
I've even spoke to one or two of them in relation to adopting one of the middle schools that are less fortunate, that don't have as many male teachers in the school that work there, and so that will kind of help give the youth there not just a police presence, but a male figure throughout the school from time to time.
And while those conversations continue, the sheriff is also working with downtown business owners to help reach the youth. He says that effort is imperative with school getting out soon and summertime right around the corner. Brad?
Graham, thanks. A celebration for Dr. Jermaine Worrell wrapping up a few moments ago out at Augusta Tech. Dr. Worrell is leaving Augusta Tech to be the president at Savannah State University. Under his leadership, enrollment reached record heights. The Augusta Tech community, as you see, coming together to wish him well on his new journey.
Really until 2022, when we had our first graduation at the JBA, and I got to see those 400 or 500 plus folks walk across the stage, shake my hand, and tell me how happy they were to get a credential from Augusta Tech. That is still will be the top accomplishment for me, because what I know is that they're now gainfully employed, they're living a great life, they're making means for their families, and they will be forever blessed.
Thanks for everything, Dr. Worrell, serving as president since 2020. The new Chick-fil-A is now open on Robert C. Daniel Parkway. They welcomed their first customer this morning, followed by many more. It's run by the same owner who has kept things going strong on the opposite end of Augusta Exchange for the better part of the last 2 decades, and this one's going to replace that location.
We needed a bigger parking lot and a bigger space to be able to serve more in the community. So about 2 years ago, we started this project, and we're here today opening.
Hey, welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Well, we believe it's more than just a chicken sandwich. We believe that everybody who walks through our restaurant has a story, and we want to impact them if possible by showing them great service and great care.
The new restaurant has a large playground and more drive-through lanes. Coming up, the Department of Education will soon be no more. The fallout. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Tracci back with us now, and a little bit of everything on this first day of spring.
Yeah, it's definitely much cooler. We had the rain, now we have the wind. Tomorrow, we're back to sunshine and still staying cooler than normal, but we are warming up big time this weekend, and then our next chance of rain and storms comes on Monday. I'll have your full Wait for 6 forecast after this break.
You've been in a...
To get stamped at every stop throughout the day. The Columbia County Cultural Festival, Saturday, March 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Evans Town Center Park.
Spring has arrived and so have the savings at Gerald Jones Mazda. Shop today and save thousands. You'll find rates as low as 0% for 60 months on select new 2025 models, including our most popular model, the Mazda CX-5 crossover SUV with standard all-wheel drive. Or drive a sporty new CX-30 today for only $199 a month. Yes, only $199 a month. Get ready for spring and save big while these deals last at Gerald Jones Mazda and GeraldJonesMazda.com. Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6.
Coming up on Your Hometown Kitchen, we got local musician Will McGrain. We're going to chop some cheese. We're chopping it up on Your Hometown Kitchen.
Your Hometown Kitchen, Friday at 12:30 on News Channel 6. You've been in a serious crash. The Live 5-6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5-6.
Happy first day of spring. I hope you're having a nice day and hopefully you stay dry if you were out and about earlier. We did pick up around a trace amount of rain and now we're left with the gusty winds. Now through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, the winds could be gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Secure any objects that could easily blow away if you haven't already. If you left your trash can outside, it may be down the road at this point because the winds have reached 40 miles per hour in several spots. And the sustained winds are even pretty high, up to 20 to 25. Our southeastern counties have been the last ones to see that cloud cover and rain exit, and now the winds are starting to get up to 30 miles per hour there. But up towards the northwest, that's where we're seeing 35 to even 36 mile per hour wind gusts now in Crawfordville. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. It was shaking quite a bit a little while ago. It looks like it's a little laggy now, so you can't really tell, but all of our cameras have been shaking today with those gusts up to 35 to 40. And we're seeing temperatures now in the lower 60s here in town, dew point of only 32. Sunset will be at 7:40. We're pretty much split in half here. Cooler weather versus more mild temperatures, now down to 51 already in Washington before sunset, but a lot of us are over 10 degrees warmer than that. 65 in Sylvania, 66 in Barnwell. And as for our satellite and radar, you can see the last of the cloud cover coming through those southeastern counties. More clouds approaching from the north and west, but that's all high-level cloud cover, and overall will stay mostly clear tonight. So for Friday, starting out clear and chilly, 37 degrees, 60s in the afternoon with lots of sunshine, and the winds will be much lighter at that point. But in the meantime, tonight still gusts up to around 30 for now. Not really seeing as much of a 40 mile per hour wind gust once we go past sunset, and then once we get to tomorrow morning, the winds will be noticeably much lighter. But even a gust up to around 15 miles per hour will make it feel much colder than it actually is outside. Our actual temperatures will be between 33 to 36 degrees for everyone, but notice we do have a few counties included under that frost advisory, but everyone can prepare for the possibility of some plants, unfortunately, being impacted by this cold. And this is the Futurecast wind chill down to 25 as your feels like temperature in Crawfordville. Everyone pretty much feeling like the freezing mark, if not below. And once again, that's because of those gusty winds. Now for our Futurecast tonight at 8 o'clock, you can see those clouds clear out quickly. We're left with sunshine throughout the entire weekend here in Georgia and South Carolina. A few minor disturbances moving to the north of us. Overall, not much going on. Winds will eventually come in from the south again, and that will really warm us up. 75 again on Saturday, close to 80 degrees on Sunday. A great weekend to be out and about. Unfortunately, we do still have the high pollen levels, though. Highs tomorrow will be in the upper 60s, lots of sunshine, a little below average, but back to the above average temperatures this weekend. 70 with our next chance of rain and storms coming our way on Monday. And then all of next week, seeing nice sunny skies and temperatures staying in the 70s. Now, congratulations to today's umbrella winner. That is CJ Hastings from Johnston, South Carolina. CJ, you can pick up your Viper 6 umbrella here at the station and sign up to win yours on WJBF.com.
All right, thanks, Jenna. Still ahead, the South Carolina Gamecocks gearing up to host the Columbia Regional in the NCAA tournament. Hear from head coach Dawn Staley on how they're preparing for Tennessee Tech in sports.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Tyner with Goodwill Industries of Middle Georgia and the CSRA. If you know an amazing woman who deserves to be honored, nominate her today at WJBF.com.
Years ago, I lost my father.
BTV. Weather headlines. Headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to USC Aiken on April 1st. Get your tickets now.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The first round of March Madness took off today with Clemson and Georgia playing their respective opponents in the Midwest region. The Tigers, though, struggling offensively in the first half, scoring just 13 points against McNeese State, the second fewest by an ACC team in NCAA tournament history. Now, a really different story from a year ago where they made an Elite Eight run. The Tigers' furious comeback falls short, falling 60-9 to 67. They finished out the season with 27 wins. The Georgia Bulldogs are one of 14 teams in the SEC going dancing this year. The Dogs' first appearance in 10 years, meaning a new experience for most of this team. The opposite could be said, though, about their opponent. Gonzaga has won at least one tournament game in their last 16 appearances, 9-1 over the last 10 games. And the lack of experience showing right now for Georgia. They were down 48-27 at the half. This game is still ongoing. The South Carolina Gamecocks open NCAA tournament action against 16-seed Tennessee Tech, their 13th straight of tournament appearance under head coach Don Staley. The Gamecocks secured the #1 seed in the Birmingham region, but not the #1 overall seed. South Carolina was crowned the SEC regular season and tournament champions. Now heading into this first round matchup, USC led the country with 17 net top 50 wins. Also helps that they'll be hosting the first and second round games at Colonial Life Arena.
It's good to be in this position at home where we lead the nation in attendance year in and year out. So we're looking forward to the challenge. Very good Tennessee Tech team that's hot. 17-game win streak is a lot.
Tip-off set for 4 p.m. Friday on ESPN. The 4th annual HBCU Baseball Classic will happen Sunday at SRP Park, home of the Augusta Green Jackets. It'll be Payne College in a doubleheader with Morris College, with first pitch set for 2 p.m. But aside from the action on the diamond, a trio of community pillars will be given the Breaking the Glass Ceiling Award, which recognizes community leaders who have made undeniable impact in Augusta while overcoming odds. The honorees will include educator, former commissioner, and Payne grad William Fenoy, former longtime Payne men's basketball coach and AD Ronnie Spry, and businessman Brad Usry.
I'm humbled and honored to receive this prestigious award because the mere fact that I'm receiving it, not because of just me, but because of so many people shoulder that I'm standing on.
I'm excited. It's always nice to be recognized. It makes you feel special, and especially by a group you respect. I've been in Augusta for 66 years. I love this town, and I can't imagine living anywhere else, but I'm truly in love with Augusta, and I'll do whatever I can to make it grow and be the best city it can be.
All right, exciting weekend ahead with basketball and baseball.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
When it comes to getting you back on the road of life,
Visit EtheridgeCenter.universitytickets.com or call 803-641-3305. Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram.
Tomorrow will be a chilly start to our Friday. 36 degrees, but nice and sunny and mild in the afternoon. 67. Back to the mid to upper 70s this weekend. Staying sunny and dry. Next chance of rain comes in on Monday.
There's a new survey that shows March Madness could clash with the workplace this year once again, as around 40% of fans admitted to calling out sick to watch the games. The survey done by Action Network, which also says fans spend about 2.5 hours per day checking scores. Jordan is our producer. He's a big b-ball fan. How many hours did we spend at work today checking scores and or watching? At least 7 hours of the shift.
Seven
Okay,
hours.
so but you can multitask. You can
It's fine.
make newscasts
Well,
while watching
a good
basketball.
example is that we just talked about it during the commercial break.
Right.
Very fitting.
Absolutely.
So, but it was during a break.
Right, now we're back on duty.
And we're still talking about it.
We're
but it's
still talking
because
about it.
it's part of the job. So
It is. Yeah, we are doing just fine here and hope you're enjoying it all. Such a fun time of year. We're back for News Channel 6 at 7 after World News Tonight. great evening.